Hey guys, everybody's probably heard us talk on the show. Travis and I coach a local youth middle school football team. And this year during the season, Legends and Lord Pizza was gracious enough to feed the team one day. So we just want to give them a quick shout out before we get the show started tonight. If you're ever in Madisonville, Tennessee, and you want to eat some great pizza, make sure and visit Legends and Lord Pizza at 119 Petticoat Road in Madisonville, Tennessee. You won't regret it. Let's get at it.
Yeah, they tuned in, it's the Dude Bash rolling deep. Mic check like that, let's hit a beat. Voices flowing like the river, knowledge on the spree. Every episode and journey, come ride with me. Just hit play, it's a vibe, can't you see? The Dude Bash, we breaking it down. From the underground to the top of the town. Life's effects, intertwined, wearing the crown. Podcast kings and queens, we wearing the gown.
Episode 2 of Larry's Paranormal Chronicles we're doing here. Tell us something else. What other besides South Pittsburgh? Tell us another good story you got of some of your adventures along when you're hunting the paranormal.
You ever heard of the Sally House?
I have, yep.
In Atchison, Kansas. But I had this policeman. He was from South Pittsburgh, and he went with us up there, and he didn't ghost hunt for 6 months after that. Or what took place that night. We walked in, the lady was showing us the house, because we rented it for 2 nights, and she just wanted to show us around. We started turning to go up the steps, and all of a sudden, a mattress flew up and blocked the door.
Seriously?
Oh, seriously, no lie. I wouldn't lie to you. And I walked up there, and I just kicked that thing off. I kicked that across that room. I said, "What's today, boy?" I said, "You've got Gouge in the house." I said, but what got worse was later that night. He started just breaking down and crying. And we couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. And we were sitting there doing an EVP session. And all of a sudden, he started burning. And we raised his shirt up, and he was bleeding. It like just threes, just claw marks, like the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, the Trinity. And then like demons does. And he was just, the boy's never been the same. Don't know if he's ever ghost hunted again after that. But I know that he didn't go with us for 6 months, and he was never the same when he did come back. That's a pretty evil place right there.
Well, what is the Sally House? Where's it at?
It's in Atchison, Kansas. It's
Okay.
a little white house there. Supposedly, there's supposed to be a little girl there. There was a doctor, and they did an operation on her, and he shouldn't have done an operation on her, and she died. And they say that's Sally, which I'm not no stupid. That's not Sally. That old house is nothing but demonic. There's no Sally. There's no little Sally there. That's nothing but freaking demons in that house. It's bad. You need to go take a trip there one time.
Sally's not here.
Yeah, it'll knock your socks off. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a wild, wild place. But I'm gonna be honest with you. South Pittsburgh is probably. I'm just gonna tell you that place is. I had a friend, a paranormal guy, who died from there, and I know what happened to him. That's a bad place. I ain't gonna lie to you. Don't make no mistake about it. You might go down there one night and it'd be fine. You go back the next night, all hell's fixing to break loose. I got picked up and threw through a wall. I got the picture of what threw me through the wall. If I could sit here and show it to you through my phone, I would. I've got it.
I'd like to see that. You ought to send it to me one time. Maybe I can put it on the recording somehow one of these days.
I'll send that to you here the next day or two, and you blow. And I can tell you, I watched a movie the other night. It's about some kind of serial killer. In that movie, that demon that picked me up and threw me, its image is in that movie in the shadows 2 or 3 times. And Kate was sitting there, and Kate says, "There's what," because he's seen that picture. He said, "There's what throwing you." I said, "Sure was. Looks just like it." Now, why they come up with that image, I don't know. But I've got it on my phone, and the cameras took it, and it was the real McCoy. I had to get shots in my back.
Really?
It threw me about 12, 15 feet head first. Right through the freaking wall. Of course, I got up mad. And my buddy with me said, "Oh, he said, "Gouge, just come here. You got to see what just happened. See what I got on film here. You don't want to just back away." And when I seen what it was, I said, all right. I said, this is out of my league here. So I'm gonna back on down then. But now, of course, I've been to other places, but Bobby Mackey's was a good place, but they just tore it down. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's what I heard. And if you watch Ghost Adventures, Bobby Mackey's was a scary place, man. I don't know that I would have went in that place during the daytime.
No, let me tell you, it's very haunted. There's a lot of activity there. I mean, if you're not a ghost hunter, would you want to be in there by yourself? Probably not at night. But what I've seen more than anything there was shadow figures. I've never seen so many shadow figures in my entire life in that place.
Where's that place at you're talking about?
It's right across the Tennessee-Kentucky line up there. It's called, I'm trying to think of the town.
Bobby Mackey's is?
Yes, around the railroad tracks there. Of course, they just bulldozed it. I watched it there. They tore the whole thing down.
Why'd they do that?
I guess somebody bought it and decided to tear it down.
It's haunted, Corky. Ain't you been listening?
Well, man, they could have made a fortune just over, renting it out to paranormal people going in there and ghost hunting.
They did. They were groups that went there all the time. And,
Yeah.
Right, but some of them people on TV, I don't think they're really trying to find anything.
Well, let me tell you about that. I had my Tennessee taboo, and that's the reason I got out of it. Me and that, the big gay guy that kissed me on the cheek. We all know about that story.
Yeah, he kissed you all right.
Right there on the cheek, right there. And I
Not on the face cheek either.
But let me tell you something.
It's one of them I'll take.
They want you to lie if you can't find something. And I'm not going to lie. Because once you get caught lying, your credibility is gone. So I said, no, this ain't for me no more. I'm not going to do this. I bailed out of that. I said, I'm not going to make up something. If it don't happen, I'm going to say, no, it didn't happen.
Yeah, because I think that they would much rather do that, what you're talking about, than actually find something, because then, hey, now we might be in something over our head. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, well they do.
Which I'm
do.
sure there's people out there that really know what they're doing. I just don't know that the top 1% has a show on TV every Friday doing it.
Those Zach Bagans, let me tell you something. That guy,
I think. Do you think he's for real? Or do you think he's fake?
He was for real at one time. Zach Bagans was as real and as good as ghost hunter you'll ever find on the face of this earth. Then the money come in. Then he started getting more fame and more fame and more fame, and it changed him. And some of his team dropped off. They wasn't with him no more. But as knowledge-wise, he knows as much about it as anybody. It's just now, it's all show to him now.
Well, here's the thing about Zach Bagans, and it goes on with what you're talking about. If he was real before, I have a hard time believing that he is now, because he gets possessed in like every episode that he's in. Like
Every
you can't
episode.
that dude's been possessed more times than Linda Blair.
Yeah, that's all show. That's all show for his TV shows and things. But I know him back way long ago, and he was not like that. When he was new getting started into this stuff, I'm telling you, he really was good. But the fame got to him, and he wanted that money.
Well, you got to keep coming out with material that people are going to watch. Ain't nobody going to watch a whole season of ghost hunting show with people just sitting there and nothing happening. Because that's not exciting. You got to keep them. You got to keep them hooked. Just like what Travis said, you got to keep stuff happening. So if you have to invent stuff at this point, because that's your paycheck. If they canceled your show, you ain't got no more paycheck. So you have to start inventing something after a while, because I've been on ghost hunts before, and everybody's told me the same thing. About 90% of the time, it's you sitting there waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because listen, if I start getting skinny because we don't find something, I'm lying my ass off. Daddy got to eat.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? I got to get paid.
On me and run through the house screaming, woo!
It's the same thing with the Tennessee Wraith Chasers. They I've hunted with them. They're good. They know what they're doing. But then here come fame in. And then they'd go to these places and they'd pay them just to show up, to talk to people. Then then hear their TV shows. They had to come up with stuff. Because trust me, I can go to a haunted house right now. We can all go in there. We might not see nothing all night long. We might go there tomorrow night and all hell breaks loose. And that's just,
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's why God made me broke when I was born, because money changed the hell out of me.
Hey, I've got a good show. The Dash and Paranormal Larry on a ghost hunt one night.
Paranormal Larry.
Hey, for those of us that want to go to that, we'll do that one night. That's no doubt about that.
We need to. That
Hey,
would be.
I'll be right here with you online.
Travis will Skype with us out there.
Making fun of all of you.
I ain't bringing nothing home with me. That's not happening.
Now,
Yeah,
I
a couple of them's too scared to go, but there's a couple of us that'll go. That's for sure.
I will say you can bring stuff home with you 100%.
Oh, there ain't no doubt about it. I've done it. I've done it.
Here's my question. Because I don't believe in ghosts, like zero. I believe in.
Well, you call them spirits, demons, whatever, but we're just referring to them as ghosts.
Here's what I'm saying. I'm not bringing something home with me, so I don't go to places like that. There ain't no way.
Well,
that's fine. That's why I said some of us will go and some of us won't.
And that's exactly why he don't go to the carousel in Knoxville too.
I go there. Thank you very much.
They play good music.
What kind of singer are you, Matt?
Bring something home with him from there, though, does he?
As a class.
I have changed. My view has
Something gonna
changed.
stay too.
I think it's all demons now. I 100% believe it's all demonic now. My views have changed a whole lot since I started hunting.
What changed?
I believe it's. I researched in the Bible.
Yeah.
I have talked to other people, things that I have witnessed and things that I have seen. I really think. I think it's all demonic. I really do. We still do it. I go to people's houses. I run into a bad house in Athens a while back, and it was 100% demonic possession there. But
so Larry, when you first got into it, did you think it was, because when I was a kid, and even probably up until like recent, I mean, I was really hardcore believing that it was ghosts, but then I got like you, I started thinking I started looking at like the religious stuff of it, and I said, well, maybe it's just demonic stuff, because if we die, I mean, we're going to another place.
Yeah, you're gone. You're gone.
Yeah. So when did you turn into thinking, okay, it's not ghost, it's actually demonic? What was that swing for you?
Well, something started dealing with me. It was God. Something started dealing with me. Told me to research more, and I did. Prayed about it, and when you see these little girls and little boys talking to people, and you walk in there, and these people say, well, I'm talking to little Sally here or little Johnny here, and you say, can I say something to them? And you go, I know who you are, Lucifer. It's over. It shuts down. It's quiet. It's done. And then people are saying, now it won't talk. You scared it off. I said, it's because I just called it out. You're talking to a freaking demon sitting there. And I've done that. I said, you're talking to a demon. That's not no little girl. That's not no little boy. Over at that graveyard over there where I took you that time, Porky, I got a good picture of a little girl standing there, and her eyes are just blacker and cold, standing right there beside the car.
Yeah.
And I've got a good picture. That was a demon. It's just like my psychic friends, they get mad at me now. I told them, I said, listen, man, you're being tricked. I said, yeah, you're good at what you do, but I said, that demon already knows what you want to hear. That demon already knows what you're trying to say. I said, that demon knows as much about you as an angel does. I said, so that demon's going to play on you and make you think that what you're seeing and what you're doing is the real thing, and it's not. People say, well, these good ghosts, well, anybody's got a ghost in their house, usually it'll drain you. It'll drain your spirit. I mean, it'll suck you dry if there's a powerful one in there. But there's different levels of demons. I'm just telling you, there's different. You get somebody possession, you would know. Some of these people get demon possession, and I've been there.
Well, there
Some
were
of these
different.
things-
There were different ranks of angels, so of course there's going to be different ranks of the demons.
Some of these demons is a whole lot meaner than some of these demons. I'm telling you right now, there's a whole different animal. That's why, And here's the thing: the demons, Satan holds your body when you die. That's an old fact. That body's his. The soul's gone. The body's his. He can make a ghost look just like you walking through the house. Here comes Corky. And I ain't a bit more Corky than Corky's gone. But
But you know what would be terrible for that demon is when we saw him and we started making fun of him, man. He'd be, please send me back to hell. This ain't worth it.
You'd be like, hey, demon, have you seen this movie? No. Oh,
listen, we would make the demon pray to Jesus.
Well, you've got these people say, well, this ghost is nice. It's talking to me. It leaves good EVPs. It's trying to be your friend. It's sucking you in deeper and deeper.
And that's something that a lot of people, including myself, because I remember growing up, me and the guys would always go on like these little ghost hunt adventures and stuff like that. But hell, we didn't really know what we were doing when we were playing with Ouija boards and stuff like that.
Yeah, don't mess with Ouija boards. No. Stay away from Ouija boards.
Yeah, we know now.
Hey, they've got a board out now. Have you seen it?
No.
It's some kind of Christian board, and it's where you can communicate with Jesus.
What?
Yes. Stay away from that board.
Say what? I've seen that.
You're not communicating with Jesus, I promise you. Jesus don't have to come to no board to talk to you. And
crazy.
It's a new board now. It's like a Christian board, and you can talk to Jesus and Moses and people.
That is insane.
Yeah, stay away from that board too. You don't want that board.
I mean, is it getting that bad in heaven? They got a slum to our level to talk to some kids that's between 8 and 12 for Milton Bradley. Is that what's going on here?
Yes, they're getting bored.
Man, I'm tired of these golden streets. Let's go talk to Andy in Inglewood.
Yeah. I wonder what little Ricky's doing down there in Etowah,
Yeah, let's see what's going on with him. I don't know.
But I had listened to an exorcist. There's this guy that I've been listening to. He's a exorcist. He's like a priest or whatever.
What's his name?
He was talking about how I don't remember. It's on Facebook.
Is it Bishop Long?
I don't know. I think he's from Philadelphia.
I bet it's Bishop Long. Yeah, I'm friends with him. It's Bishop Long. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he was talking about how everything has gotten like increased lately. Why do you think that is?
Because we're getting to the end of times. The devil's fighting harder and harder and harder, and and right now the world is going so crazy now. People accept it in. They don't care now, so he ain't got to hide it no more. He just stepping right out and let you know, hey, and that's why you're seeing more. And I believe portals. I really believe there's portals. I believe they're getting opened up more and more. I don't have a reason why they're being opened up more, but they are. I just think it's getting to the end of times, and Satan knows it, and he's doing everything he can to trick people and throw his stuff out there, and that's what I think he's doing, and that's what I think's going on.
I'm going to tell you something that happened to me yesterday, and it scared me. Of course, when I get home, it's silent in the house, and I was taking a nap in my bedroom, and I swear to God, I swear on my kid, I heard somebody snoring lightly in my bedroom, and I'm just laying there going, okay.
That was right in the middle of the day too, right? It wasn't.
It was like at 2:30. I'm just kind of like laying across the bed.
That's
just
what
relaxing.
I'm saying. Demons will trick you like it. That you'll hear somebody call your name.
Yes, I've heard that.
Name call. And you say, well, that's my long lost dad or mom or something. No, it's not either. I promise you that ain't them hollering at you, or you'll see something at the corner of your eye walk by. I see stuff in this house all the time walk by out the corner of my eye. I just don't acknowledge it, just whatever. Because it ain't that some places is worse, and they call it hauntings because bad things happen there. nobody has a reason or knows why that demon is there more than it is, but they seem to hang out and make these things more haunted than they are. But you can make your house as haunted as anything. Just throw you a Ouija board out there and start playing with it and watch what happens here maybe in a few months. And you got a demon running around your house. And,
Shoot, it won't take a few months.
So let me ask you this.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it can happen just that same night. And I've seen sometimes it takes a couple of months, a few months, then it starts happening.
So let me ask you this. I mean, we talk about demons and stuff like that because I'm a huge believer in that. But on the B side of that, how many angels do you think are around?
I think there's angels everywhere. I think they're with us every day.
I do too.
And could an angel talk to you? Yeah. Could an angel do something? Make it paranormal like to? Well, sure it could. So could angels be talking to you sometimes? Possibly.
Only when I reply back in text, fellas.
Hey, that's how I get it.
Right.
You know,
I'm an angel.
Travis.
I don't think angels are in these haunted houses waiting on you to come in there and look for one. That ain't angels. No.
They're in our playing cards.
Yeah, no, angel ain't that. They don't work that way either. They're not going to say, well, we're going to go in here. We're either going to talk to an angel or we're going to talk to a demon. And listen, none of us going to know till we die. Could they be ghosts that die? You know, I think it's all, regardless, I think it's all demon. Here's what I used to always think. You had the people went to heaven. Then you had the people that went to hell. And I may be on to something here. And you had these people that went to hell. And Satan don't have their body, but he's got their soul right then. They're in hell. He's got it until Judgment Day. It's there. I used to believe, and I still am not completely away from it yet, and I'll tell you why. They've got because everybody goes to hell. It's not mean. If you don't accept Jesus, you go to hell. So everybody that goes to hell is not mean. So you may see this one ghost that's maybe he's being nice, but regardless, it's controlled by a demon because that soul went to hell. Went to hell, and that's what and I'm gonna tell you why. I was at a place and it was a psychic meeting there. Chip Coffee, you know Chip Coffee? He's one of the biggest ones in the world. And we heard screaming, we heard hollering, we heard tables breaking. And I said, what in the world? And Chip goes, let me tell you what that is. I said, tell me. He said, that's the demons beating down the lost souls that encounter this place. And they don't want them talking to us tonight. And they're hurting them. They're making them more pain than they already are. And that's what he told me. And it all makes sense. What I was hearing is all that. Could that be a possibility? Now, if you die, you're saved, you're gone, buddy. You ain't gonna be here. But if you're dead and your soul's not in heaven, could Satan could the demons use you to make your spirit talk to people or let you haunt places or things like that? That's a huge possibility, and that's what I used to believe. Am I completely away from that theory yet? No, I'm not. Because I've just seen things that it just don't make sense. Because everybody that goes to hell's not mean. And some of these ghosts has not been mean, even though they've had chances to be mean. And I wasn't planning on going back. So why were they still good to me, knowing I wasn't going to come back there again? So, I don't know. It's something to think about. But either way, it's all demonic. Either the demons are controlling them, or it's all demon. It's either way you're fooling with it's all demonic. So either way you look at that, it's still controlled by Satan. So there's nothing that it is what it is.
So what do you think it is with paranormal? Like, we talk about Zach Bagans, yourself and people like that. What do you think the attraction is to going out and doing this type of stuff? What do you think it is?
Just it's you talk about why you want to do it, just the draw to it.
Yeah, what is the draw to it?
It's a rush. It's a rush because you're talking to something or you're seeing something that you just don't see. And when I've got all kinds of video proof, I've got photography, I've got video recordings, I've got everything. And I can't hardly talk tonight, but it's the thrill of, well, am I going to get slung through this wall tonight? What am I going to see tonight? Am I going to hear Get Out? Or, I mean, it's
like
it's
wrestling.
Yeah, you don't know what you're going to do. It's the thrill. Oh, good, I'm getting to go to the Sally House, or I'm getting to go to the South Pittsburgh Hospital, or Waverly, or Brushy Mountain. Oh, good, I get to go there. Let's see what we can get, the evidence we can get. And it's just, it's like a rush. If you
So
like
it has never gotten old for you, has it?
do what?
I said, it's never gotten old for you. Like, I mean, it's still a new thing every time you go out.
Oh, it's always done.
Yeah.
Everything, it's like going deer hunting or,
Yeah.
or fishing. It's every time you go, it's different. Now, you might run into that same entity every time you go at that one area, but every time you go, it's different. And it's just, I don't do it like I used to, because I know now you're fiddling with a lot of demonic entities, and I don't want to bring it home with me anymore, but I still go. I still do it. I go to people's houses all the time. Corky won't let me come to his house.
No, because I still got to live here right now. When I move out, you're coming over the last day I'm here. I promise you that.
I tend to make them all mad. I really do.
Yeah.
I make them mad. Like I win a referee, I just piss them off. and that's why I got thrown to the wall, because I think that was my fault.
Well, here's my next question for you, Larry. And you know, whether we want to call these things, you know, demons or you know, whatever, but you know, my go-to word is ghost, and then, you know, and that can mean demon or whatever, paranormal entity, whatever we want to call it, but I just refer to it as ghost. But
Garden gnomes.
yeah, whatever you want to call them. But you know, you said it was kind of like going deer hunting and stuff like that. So tell us about any kind of like specific method you use, or any kind of protocols you use during an investigation to make sure you get some good results. Is there a certain way you go about it?
Well, we've got video recorders we set up. We've got these lasers. We've got the heat. What do you call them? The heat sense. What do you call them, Travis?
Infrared.
Thermal.
Thermal. Very expensive equipment. We've got those, and the one of the best methods here lately is the one my tech man has it. I've never used it, but he uses it. And what it is, you got a computer, and it will show the spirit in a stick man form. And we've tested it out, and you said, hey, reach over there and grab that, and or touch that. You'll see it reach out and touch it. And I mean, that thing's phenomenal. I forgot what we call that. He used it, and I go along with it, but K2 meters never fail. A K2 meter will never fail you. But I'm going to tell you right now, I sold a bunch of my equipment a while back. I still got a bunch, but I sold it. I'm going to tell you why. You don't need it. Go into a place, just go into a room by yourself. Let Corky go in the room over here. Travis can go down here by himself. We all got walkie-talkies and things. Take your cell phone. Take you a K2 meter and just sit there. That cell phone, take pictures, 3s and 5s. If it shows up one time, you've got something. If it shows up every frame, boom, 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 you ain't got nothing. But say you take 3 shots and it's in one of them, or you take 5 and it's in one of them, you've got something. And record and play back your record. Take your recorder and play back. And the best recorder, I'm just telling you now, is the old-timey cassette recorder that you push. Them are the best. That's the holy grail of recording, to catching spirits to talk.
I told you about that EVP I got at Mars Hill Cemetery.
Yeah, well, you said
yeah, and what do you think about this? I got that. I was carrying a laptop around that graveyard, and I recorded that one on a laptop. You know, obviously didn't hear it until I got home, played it back and listened to it. But the weirdest thing about that is when I went home that night, I got sick as a dog. I ran a fever. It was just weird. It's like I got real sick. I was fine the next morning, but when I got home after, you know, getting that EVP, I got sick as a dog. What do you think that was connected to that?
Yeah, it probably attached to you. That's probably what happened. And it just sucked you down, made you sick. And spirits will do that to you. They'll make your health just go down. And that's what happened to you. That's exactly what happened to you. That don't make a bit of sense why it wouldn't. I mean, that's exactly what happened to you.
Yeah, I guarantee it.
But yeah, I mean, we got these little strobe lights that they'll touch. But my favorite thing is video equipment. Your cell phone right now. I'm just telling you right now. They've got an app on your cell phone right now. I got to look it up and see what it is.
Spiritus.
Now, Spiritus is second hand now. Take Spiritus.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, they've got one that will beat Spiritus hands down. Matter of fact, a lot of the TV shows are using this right now, and I've got it wrote down. I got to look at it, but it is awesome on your phone. These phones right here are so strong and so powerful. You'd be surprised what these phones can do.
Well, they're basically a computer in your pocket, you know.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
And you're actually supposed to keep them within 3 millimeters away from your body too.
Well, I know that, but
the phone itself tells you in the settings to keep a 3 millimeter distance between you and your body because it creates cancer.
I know I'm going to die then.
Yeah, it says speak on speakerphone.
Because I keep mine in my pocket all the time, so I'm going to die. But yeah, just if we go somewhere, you'll see. I can give you all the toys you want. Throw them toys in the garbage. Take your phone, go in there in the pitch black dark. I'm going to tell you what. I've had my hat knocked off. I've had my beard pulled. I've had my jacket and shirt pulled back. You don't need all this stuff. I'm telling you, if it's haunted, it will show you 100%. You don't need a little light going off. And I've got all that stuff. And it's nice to watch. But I'm telling you now,
he said it's nice to watch.
Listen, now, here's one that you all would like. Say you've got your headset on. You've got it on. I go 2 rooms away. I ask the question. You can't hear it. And then the answer comes through the recording. You see what I'm saying? You pick it up. It's called the Estes. And what it is, there's no way you can hear me ask the question. I say, what's your name? And you're sitting there and you're just in there quiet by yourself. And it says John. And you go, John. And you writing it down, John. And I may be in there and I ask another question. And it shows up and it comes up. And it's called the Estes way. It's what it's called. And that right there works great too. Because you don't know what I'm saying. Then we come back together. And we know every question we ask, we got it. Boom, boom, boom. You've got the answers. And you've done picked the recording. You've got it. And I don't know it's saying anything right now. You're picking it up and you're listening to it. And I'm just asking the questions way down the hallway here. And you don't have a clue what I'm asking. And it's coming across. Then we get back together and I tell you what I asked. And boom, we got there. You got your answers. That's called the Estes. And that right there is one of the best things you can do too. It works great.
Right. And that kind of leads me into my next question. You know, if you get some evidence, I was going to ask you, what are some ways you debunk them or tell the difference between like a natural occurrence or a paranormal event? I was going to see what's some of your methods to debunking stuff.
I will go back to where it took place at, because I'll check before I leave. We'll go back. We'll have the same light, the same dark. We would check, you know what I'm saying? We would reenact it to see if we get that same picture or we get that same thing. The voice thing, like a door open or something like that, we'll go back and find out what door opened. We'll test it and see. It's just one of these things like detective work. Let's figure out, let's try this picture again. Let's see if we can get this, or can we do this? Same way when you take 3s and 5s with pictures. If it's an ever frame, I don't care what that phone's showing you, you don't have nothing. If you take 3 or 4 or 5, and boom, you got one in there. And I've got one I ain't never showed you all. We're training some coon dogs, and there's a coon in a cage, and we're taking pictures of dogs fighting. When I get home, and there's a civil, it looks like a Confederate soldier standing back there. Behind the cage, you can see his image standing back there while we're doing it. Probably an old coon hunter. He probably coon hunted that day. He was standing there. Was it a demon? Was it a what? I don't know. It was there, and I've got it on my phone where we took the picture. Didn't know it until I was looking at them dogs. And I was looking at it, I said, what in the world? And you can see him standing. I'll send that one to you, too. And that's what awesome get, standing there. And it's behind that coon cage.
Right, right.
What we're doing there. Now, see, that's another thing. Why was it there? Did it communicate? No. But here's another thing. There's something called residual hauntings.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about, the residual thing.
It's energy. Like the Civil War battlefield, you can see the same soldiers every night, say at 9 o'clock, here they go marching. They don't talk, they don't communicate, they don't look at you. They just do the same thing, come back at 9 o'clock tomorrow night, boom, same thing again. It's like history. It's like a record player. It's called a residual haunt. A lot of people don't have a lot of evidence. They don't have a lot of input on this because you can't communicate with it. It just does the same thing over and over. And you can have it in your house where you're sitting there every night at 10 o'clock. Some lady walks in front of you, turns, goes through the wall. Every night, 10 o'clock, here she comes again. That's got a residual haunt. You don't communicate with it. You don't talk to it. Nobody has a lot of evidence on this thing. They like I said, it's just a residual haunt. They say it's energy, and where stuff bad took place, and it's like a record player. The energy and air, it just keeps playing over and over and over. So it's neat to see. You go to a battlefield, like I was at a battlefield over in Franklin County, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm hearing cannon fire. I'm hearing gun muskets going off, pow, pow. And Cade was with me. They come boom. You can see the flashes, and you hear the cannon fire going off at 2 o'clock in the morning. Go to a battlefield, listen to all stuff. You're actually hearing a war take place, and it's like a residual haunt. Just test that to a battlefield. You're gonna come back to me and say, "Wow, what did I just witness?" I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna say, "Wow."
Go ahead, Brent.
I just had a quick question for you, Larry, going into this. You said you were friends with a bishop or a priest. What would you say to some Catholics that would believe that ghosts could be souls in purgatory?
That's a good one.
I'm not Catholic. I like Bishop Long. I don't believe the Catholic way.
Now, define what purgatory is. That's the state between worlds, right?
Yeah, you're talking about in between here and hell, right?
Well, so purgatory would be for souls that are going to heaven but need to be purified. That weren't purified.
No, I don't believe in that at all. 100%. If you're going to heaven, you're going to heaven. I don't believe there's nothing to be purified and clean to it. If you're saved, that Bible says, Bible I know, because they don't, Catholics don't, I mean, I hope nobody's Catholic on here, but Catholics are not.
Travis is.
Huh?
Travis is.
He ain't no Catholic. He yeah, I know better than that, but Catholic to me, they're not even Christian. I mean, don't get me wrong. They believe in worshiping Mary. They know who Jesus is. They believe in Jesus, but they don't worship Jesus. They worship Mary. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of these priests are very good exorcists. They use Jesus' name. They use Mary. They're good at what they do, but I don't have the same, that purgatory thing. I know what you're going there. I've heard that before. I do not believe that at all.
Now, I was indisposed. I am not Catholic, but how do we know that this isn't already purgatory?
Well, we don't.
Let's get philosophical.
We don't know. We really don't. We don't know. We don't. See, Travis always has to throw a kink in the whole thing.
Like what if this is our second chance? Because God forgives, right? What if we ask forgiveness, but he's like, in order to give you a chance to prove yourself, I'm going to wipe your mind and let you go into this one and see if you can do anything better.
Kind of like Groundhog Day, but on a religious scale.
Yes, and it's not the same day.
Yeah.
That was literally the premise of The Good Place.
Yeah.
Everything that I have seen the last few years, you know what? That I would not be. Listen, I wouldn't put nothing. I just wouldn't. Anything's possible until we die and we see it ourselves. Anything's possible. I mean, I don't have an answer to that because hey, You could be right. I mean,
Well,
Hey,
I
that's
don't
why
know.
that's why I'm
Well,
crazy. That's why I'm crazy right now. Anybody that has any answers for me is dead. And the only way I'm ever going to get answers for what I struggle with is I got to be dead first, and by then it's too late.
yeah. Now, do I believe that way? Do I think you're right? No, but are they that hard out there that you could be right? Well, you could.
Let me tell you why I think, honestly, and this was, I think me and Daniel were talking about this one night a long time ago. I think the reason people are so fascinated with ghosts and, life after death and stuff like that is they want to know that death is not the end.
right.
I think that's really why people want to believe in stuff like that. They want to believe their grandmother's talking to them because we all know we're going to die. And, I know I don't want to die, but I know it's going to happen. But I got to have some comfort to know that there's still something out there.
Right.
Well, and the human mind cannot comprehend forever.
No,
You're
When I
dead,
go,
it's forever.
I've ghost hunted with a lot of people, and we've had a lot of conversations, and I've never had none of them come up and say that's the reason they do it at all. Never. That is the reason I do it. That's not the reason I've done it. And everyone I've ever been around, I've never heard one of them come up and say, hey, that's why we do it. I'm not saying there is not some like what you just said, but I have never, ever come across anybody that's told me, I want to know that there's an afterlife. I want to know, I've got to do this. I got to talk to somebody or this, that. I've never come across that in the paranormal ever.
Well, I guess we can safely say this, though. Whether whatever you have detected in your life are ghosts or demons, or like I said, whatever we want to call them, if you have detected something, then in my mind, that proves there's something after death. Because, yeah, first off, a religious, like we was talking about Catholics a while ago. I don't know enough about the Catholic religion to comment on that. But, as far as my religion, it tells me that there is life after death. But if you think about it, if what Larry said and he has detected stuff, and I've seen stuff myself, that tells you there is something that goes on after we die. We just don't know what it is.
Catholicism is like the tree trunk, all right, and all the other faiths of Christianity, Baptist, Episcopalian, all that are the branches that form off of it. I mean, there wasn't any. It's supposed to be Christianity, and then there's different faiths, and then that just follows. Like Paul, he was the Presbyterians. John the Baptist, he was the Baptist. So they all had their own followers. It's the same root belief, but they have different subtle differences because it was different points of view. So you had your 12 disciples telling from their point of view, and that's what created the different faiths. It's still the same religion. It's just a different way of believing that same religion.
Well, I'm not saying Catholics are 100% wrong. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was just saying,
listen,
I'm saying he's wrong. He's damn wrong. He's a damn liar.
I'm saying, listen, God uses them people. I'm going to tell you something right now. Bishop Long is a great exorcist. I'm going to tell you right now. He knows his stuff. There's some of them guys that they're absolutely great. I just don't believe in a lot of their beliefs that they do. I just don't. There's nothing in the Bible about worshiping Mary. Show her respect, yeah. But and the nuns and all that stuff. I show them all respect. I respect all of them, but
there was a girl that came to our high school when I was a junior, and she was from a different state. She was a Yankee. Either way, she was Catholic, and so I had questions because all I'd ever knew was Baptist. Because I was raised Baptist. And so I asked her, well, what's up with Mary? Not like I was trying to, hey, holler at Mary for me or nothing. But I was asked, why do y'all pray to Mary? And she said it was more of a comfort thing. Like women are more comfortable talking to women. So they talk to them, but they don't pray because that's what the priest is for. He asked for the forgiveness.
Well, here's what we're getting at right now. You don't need to confess to a priest. It's what it is. You confess to a priest. Well, say 50 Hail Marys and you're forgiven. That's bullcrap. You the only
Yeah,
person
13 Our Fathers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you confess to Jesus Christ and your sins are done. You don't confess to a priest, and that's where,
Right,
that's where my biggest-
but that's the differences of the faiths. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like they think that you have to be ordained before you can have a direct conversation
Yeah.
with God, and that's
Oh, yeah.
why, and that's the Catholic
Porky looks like he's
version.
about to pass out over.
Oh no, I'm just listening. I'm just listening.
But us, we're supposed to confess with your tongue to, you know, to God, Jesus, you know, ask for forgiveness yourself. You know, Catholics is, you know, pray to this dude with the collar and I'll be forgiven, you know, so that's where, you know, I don't believe that either, but it's because I was raised Baptist.
Yeah.
You know,
See,
now if I'd have been raised in the same town as old girl up in Ohio, now I might have been Catholic and be, you know, thinking that all the Baptists are heathens, you know.
I was raised like Corky. We're holy rollers.
Yeah, I was Pentecostal, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you still got the snake bite, son.
No.
Listen,
Don't put that on me. It ain't no snakes come around
Got
me.
bit, that means he's unwhole.
we'll turn flips. We'll turn
If-
flips, Corky.
Yeah, if you die, you don't believe. Now, God gives me enough sense to not play with snakes. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, those people are idiots. They're pulling that rattlesnake. They're stupid. That's just, thou shalt not
Yeah.
tempt with God. They're
The
idiots.
good Lord told
Yeah.
me to handle that poisonous snake.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now,
those people are from Tellico, and I'll say that.
Hey, but speaking of religion, I don't understand. Like, if you win a basketball game, first thing you do, praise Jesus, praise God, thank God. But if you lose, they never say, well, you know, the good Lord tripped me up at the foul line, or I would have got that. You know, that never happens. Why is that?
What? You know what? When we coach in football and we lose, we're going to say, we're going to have to pray like that. We're going to come out and be the first to do it.
The good Lord made that ref throw that flag on the 3-yard line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Travis, Corky, Travis, I told you to pass, don't run. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I told you to pass.
Hey, listen, I would love to pass all over the place, and this off season, buddy, I'm gonna work on it. That's all I'm working on, because the running game we good on, and we'll praise whoever you want as long as it works. Okay, it's about the W's.
Daniel, you've been awful quiet tonight. You got anything to ask Larry before we wind this thing down?
Shoot, man, I'm just along for the ride tonight, man. I like it when we've got a lot of people on here and a lot of different topics going, a lot of different conversation, and I'm just enjoying listening to what everybody has to say.
Well, let me say this, and I don't know what's happened to Dusty, but hopefully he'll come back in a minute. But, you know, we're talking about ghosts, and we've got on some religion. Paranormal is what we're talking about, okay?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Larry. What's going on with these drones in the skies, man?
It ain't nothing paranormal. It's something the government's doing. They just don't want to tell nobody. It ain't aliens. It ain't nothing like that. It ain't no submarine out in the ocean throwing drones over here. If it is, surely to God we got enough sense to shoot them out of the air if it was.
Yeah, because listen, I used to download movies illegally on Pirate Bay, and I would get letters in the mail like, look, we're going to come and get you. Now, if they know that I'm downloading a $4.97 movie instead of going to Walmart on Tuesdays and buying it, why can't they find out what the hell that drone is?
Well, Trump said the other day that they know what it is. He said, listen, he said, we can see down inside your house.
Yeah.
He said, they know exactly what this is, but he's not the president now, so it's not, you know.
Here's how I've put it to everybody, because everybody, when some tinfoil hat stuff comes off, everybody wants to come talk to Corky, you know, at work anyhow. So here's how I'm telling people.
Work anyhow.
Yeah. So Larry, Matt, Travis, whoever, take your drone that you have, if you have a drone, and I want you to go to Nevada and fly that thing over Area 51 and tell me how long that thing stays in the air.
It'll be shot down in a split
Yeah,
second.
immediately. So
Well,
that tells me.
But you notice that there ain't no drones flying over Athens or Etowah because it'd get shot down.
Well, they're looking for something, and this isn't the area they're looking for.
Well,
It
now,
is.
here is something I did hear the other day, and this is.
Oh, I
this
see.
is
I
true.
see what you're saying.
They was some radioactive or some kind of nuclear material that disappeared from some kind of container, and they said these drones are trying to find it.
They're trying to find. Yeah. That's the best story I've heard. Is they're looking for a dirty bomb or a nuclear material or something that could be made. They're trying to prevent something, and they don't want us to know about it.
Here's my thing too. If they can look down in my house and see me peeing in here, sure to God they can find that a lot faster than they find me over here peeing. I don't know.
So let me get this straight. So if a kid goes missing for a half hour at the game room, me and every other person that's ever owned a damn phone gets an Amber Alert because they want everybody looking for this kid, but there's a dirty bomb that could potentially kill everybody on the Eastern Seaboard, and they're like, we can't tell people about this.
Yeah.
Wow. Wouldn't they find it quicker if, well, Robbie, he knows.
I agree with that. I agree with that, and I don't agree with that because if you people are stupid when you get them together, they're stupid.
I mean, look at the toilet paper situation. Every time somebody gets the sniffles,
Right, but people will tell you who has toilet paper and who don't, which leads me to say they will tell you who's got the dirty ass bomb.
I think what happened is it got into this country, and I think those drones are doing it at night to try to find the heat signatures.
Right.
Somebody's pretty good has got in here, and if you look at it, it's through port states.
Yeah.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
So they're looking for it, and if they can't come out and say, hey guys, we got something that could potentially, level off the Eastern Seaboard, everybody would go crazy. So
they would buy up all the toilet paper too.
Yeah, but I need that in my life.
So
I need to know.
You cannot tell people all the security threats that happen because people can't handle it. A person can handle it, but people cannot.
Listen, I'm the no dispatcher alive. If I see somebody have a comment and they're arguing with somebody else on Facebook, I'm looking at all 878 comments because I want to know whose side I'm on.
Me too.
Now this has to do with my life. You better tell me where the bomb is. At least, where was the last place it was saw?
Look, you look how the public acts just when they start calling for snow in Tennessee, man.
Yeah.
Now, could you imagine if they calling for a nuclear bomb? What these fools are going to do?
I'm gonna get the truck. Go help look.
Hey Larry, you're a police officer. You know how dumb people are when you're out there directing traffic when there's a wreck.
Oh, I know. Trust me. Yeah.
You know why there's so many people at wrecks? They're nosy as hell. They would find the bomb too. That's what I'm telling you.
They ain't gonna find
They can save the damn battery.
I can tell somebody to stop, and they will still come and almost run over me.
Yeah,
but they can save all the batteries for those drones. They save all the batteries.
Nuclear they're looking for.
Do what?
I said, do you guys think it's something nuclear that they're looking for?
I do.
I do too.
I think it is.
Yeah. And I'll tell you why. I got a good reason why I think why.
Let me go get my Liverpool. Hang on.
Oh, let me put my tinfoil hat on. So I always try to read between the lines, when it comes to stuff. And honestly, Travis kind of taught me that, not to toot his horns a little bit.
Right here, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. See what I mean? But anyhow, so I try to read between the lines on everything. So I try to think about how our government works. They're a bunch of lying bastards. And so I listen to Joe Rogan daily. And, Joe Rogan had Trump on there, and they kind of think that really helped Trump to win this election was, him going on Joe Rogan and Joe Rogan endorsing him. So we've got this whole conspiracy. Everybody's wondering what's going on with these drones that are big as cars flying around in the sky and everything. So everybody's wanting to know. Everybody's just rumors of a nuclear bomb and all this good stuff. So I'm listening to Joe Rogan this morning, and all of a sudden this Navy pilot's on there today. And Joe, makes the comment to him. He goes, hey, you wanted to talk to me about this drone situation. That tells me this guy has contacted Joe Rogan to come on his podcast. Now, remember, Joe Rogan's podcast is the biggest podcast in the world. That means his guests are probably lined out months in advance. So But him making that comment, hey, you wanted to talk to me about this, means Joe brought him on the show to talk about this. And I tell you what, Joe asked him about the nuclear thing. He goes, hey, do you think they're looking for a nuclear bomb? This guy, no, I know the people in the Pentagon that would be on the teams looking for those things, and absolutely not. Absolutely, this dude shot down that nuclear aspect every which way it was. And I really think that the government's like, look, you need to go on Joe Rogan and kind of play this down a little bit because people are getting a little bit too nosy. You guys think that's a possibility?
Yeah, I think it is.
I think that, well, the transportation of something like that is a lot more delicate than any of the things I had to mess with. So, you know, they can't load it in the back of a Chevy Nova and roll through New Jersey, you know, to the warehouse next door. I mean, it might be something bad. I don't think it's anything that bad because they have detectors that they could use to find certain organic materials like plutonium, for instance. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, they would be able to find that, and they wouldn't have to have a drone for it because it don't put off a heat signature. Usually, if you're looking for a heat signature, you're either looking for a plant that puts off heat, like pot. You know, that's how they find pot growers, is they look for the heat signatures, or it's people. Now, if there might be like a terrorist cell that they're looking for, maybe, and they're trying to keep tabs on everybody that might have association with that. That right there is a little more plausible than something nuclear to me, just because of the transportation and how you would. I mean, that's delicate stuff. You'd have to keep that at a certain temperature too, and if Jose accidentally bumps into it, we're all dead. You know.
Dusty,
Go ahead, buddy.
I was going to say two of the things that are up there in those areas where they've seen the most of them. There's Trump's golf course, but there is also a military research facility that's up there, that's up in that area as well.
Right. Yeah,
And that's
it's
where,
definitely all
and
military.
that's where West Point is too.
Yeah,
I think
in
it's
New York.
like Stranger Things.
it may be.
Stranger
things have happened.
They're looking for a Demogorgon.
Yeah, some people say that they're just getting ready for that Project Bluebeam or whatever.
Yeah, Blue Beam. Yeah, that's another rumor.
Yeah,
That's some real tinfoil hat stuff right there.
What the hell is Project Bluebeam?
Is that the thing they're doing the blue coats in China?
Project Bluebeam is a fake alien invasion, basically, and it's a real. Google it, read about it. It's called Project Bluebeam.
They can make a space.
I got a pretty good chance FBI knocking down the door tonight, Cork. So if you could just tell me what it is, that'd be fantastic.
Well, that's in a nutshell. It's a legit government program. It's called Project Bluebeam, and it's
like a mock version of like an alien invasion.
Of an alien invasion, yeah. And basically, I don't know. You just have to read about it. I just know what it is. I don't know the whole ins and outs.
And here's something else about something that's nuclear powered. Now, I don't know necessarily if a bomb would do this, but I know that my ship was nuclear powered. And when we went to Australia, we couldn't park within so many nautical miles of Australia. We would have to throw the anchor and have little boats come and get us because we drained every bit of energy that whatever city we were in, we drained it because that's how much energy we sucked from the outside, even though we were nuclear powered. Like garage openers wouldn't work, radio stations wouldn't work, TV
really?
Stations, yes. So, I mean, that's something else that a lot of people don't know. I don't, it's probably a lot closer to what you was just talking about than.
Well, people would believe, I'm just telling you right now, that people would believe that Project Bluebeam, as soon as they showed a spaceship there, people would be panicking. All the toilet paper would be gone. All of it be gone.
Yeah, they would be no toilet paper up in the Walmart, that's for sure.
Yeah, all be gone because there's an alien invasion. We need toilet paper.
Yeah, but then you got people like me who's thinking, this would be a good time to like put in an insurance claim. Like, oh boy, disappeared. I need to get paid. I think he went up in the beam right there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Now they'll probably come get my ass if there's a blue beam over Athens now, and anybody I know is dead. But
That's Travis,
I mean,
Travis
hey,
Hughes, Athens, Tennessee.
yeah, I'm always looking for a way to pay some bills. You know, $100,000.
You know, I hate to say it, if I can tenfold hat myself a little bit, it seems like constantly the media uses things like this as a distraction.
Yeah, absolutely.
They get everybody focused on stuff like this to where something's going on that they don't want you to pay too much attention to. So they're like, "Hey, look over here at this shiny thing." You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
look at the premise of it. You've got weird flying things going around New Jersey. I mean, where's Orson Welles when you need him?
Exactly.
Well, they're fixing to shut California down because the bird flu out there. Yeah, I mean,
imagine that, another flu.
Trump's fixing to take over office now. That here comes the bird flu in.
Yeah.
Hey, now I used to have free to air satellite, which means I got channels from all over the world for nothing.
You get all the porn channels too?
Huh?
Did you get all the porn channels too?
Absolutely, all 37 of them.
All
and I
37.
watched them 24 hours a day. But listen, that's how I got these forearms, son. But listen, if I wanted to know what was going on in America, I watched Al Jazeera news, because over there it's the law. You can't be telling lies. You got to, hey, this is what's going on wherever, and they just move on to the next topic. That, you know, and as backwards as that seems, that's the only place you can get truth, is because they don't have anything to gain by lying about a country all the way around the world from them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The BBC,
Wow.
they're pretty good about telling the truth too. Like they've been begging America to get Trump back in office because, you know, Joe Biden messing up them countries affecting them too over there.
It's affecting the whole world, man.
But yeah,
Thank
that's what I'm
God
saying.
Well, I think we've pretty much covered it all. What do you guys think? We went from ghosts to demons to drones to Project Bluebeam. So I think we've covered it all tonight.
Sounds like a normal episode for us.
Yeah. Brent, you got anything you want to add, buddy, before we cut out of here?
No, I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me on again.
Well, hey, you're welcome anytime. Larry, thanks for coming on, buddy. We appreciate it. We'll definitely do it again if that's all right with you, buddy.
I'm good anytime.
Maybe next time we'll do a show about some stories from the police department. How about that?
I got some good ones.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
I've got some that's R-rated. I've got some that's X-rated, but you know.
That's the one.
We definitely need to cover the one where you went to break up that fight in the brothel and everybody got naked to fight you. We need to talk about that one.
we did break up a whorehouse now.
All right,
where was that at? I'm asking for a friend.
Save that for the next show. Save that for the next show.
Daniel wants to know.
You better put mature on it as only.
All right. Dusty, take us out, buddy. All right. See you. Bye.
See you.
Yeah, they tuned in, it's the dude bash rolling deep. Mic check like that, file, let's hit a beat. Voices flowing like the river, knowledge on the spree. Every episode and journey, come ride with me. Just hit play, it's a vibe, can't you see? The dude bash, we breaking it down from the underground.